Welcome to the Oxidized Podcast. I'm your host, Rusty Cook, and joining me today, as always, is my co-host, Sal Mendez. Sal, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just chilling.
Yeah, chilling. You and I actually, this is our podcast covering the Nintendo E3 2021 coverage, which we just finished watching. And that was interesting. Definitely better than I think their last E3. I think
so. I can't remember.
I don't
remember what was in there last time.
I don't remember anything particularly that stood out, so I think that should be a sign.
Yeah.
Just before we get into nitty-gritty details, what were your initial thoughts of the overall thing?
My overall thing, I'd say somewhat satisfying, like a good meal, but it's not like it's anything like. It'd be like going to McDonald's, like someone is like McDonald's or whatever, and like going to McDonald's and getting like a good meal, but it's McDonald's, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate that they did Breath of the Wild 2, and that looks fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And the new Smash character, which we'll get into. And then, I mean, I like Shin Megami Tensei. I want to play the new Shin Megami Tensei 5, and
I think it's Shin Megami Tensei.
What?
It's Shin Megami.
Shin Megami. Anyways, and then we also have the new Metroid Dread, which that I'm excited for.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into all of that here pretty quick. So I guess let's start at the beginning. So they announced the new Smash character, which I mean everybody was expecting. Yeah. But I don't know who was expecting this character. Like, yeah. Everybody sees the lists online and they see, here's the characters that might make it in. And it's, I don't know, Nintendo has this way of, like, sidestepping. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sure they're, for me personally, I'm kind of indifferent, about this particular character, what is his name again? Kazuya from Tekken, right?
Tekken.
Yeah. Which is a fighting game, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's one that I'm like hyped about. I'm like, oh yeah,
I don't think you've ever played a single Tekken game, huh?
I've not.
You barely even know that Tekken exists, huh?
No, I haven't played a lot of traditional fighting games.
Yeah. So I mean, I have, and I gotta say, I'm kind of excited for him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Tekken. I mean, King will always be my main. I love King. He's the best. So I don't know why King isn't in there. I'm not salty about it at all, but sure. But anyways,
I can taste it from here.
Anyways, though, I like Kazuya. I think he's a good pick. I mean, what do you think? As someone who's never played a single Tekken game, knows very little about it. The only one they know is Hayachi.
Yeah, Hayachi. Would be kind of the only one I know, and if anything, that's because I played PlayStation All-Stars.
Yeah.
But that said, I did mention while we were watching it that he looks a little slow, like in terms of movement. Yeah. So I'm wondering also if he's going to be kind of like a Little Mac in the sense that because Ryu is a fighting game character, and he is very much. Like, he works a lot better on the ground, but they also made it so that he is fairly aerial.
He can fight in the air.
Yeah. Well, and also he can actually move in the air. Like, not even just fighting, but also, like, recovery and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so I get the feeling that this guy's going to be more similar to, like, a Little Mac situation. Yeah. Just from how it looked. I mean, I guess we'll find out more when Sakurai does the Sakurai Explains presentation on, what did it say, the 28th?
I think so.
Yeah, the 28th of June.
He gets released the 28th.
No, that was the Sakurai Presents. They didn't give a release date.
Oh, okay. That was
usually at the Sakurai Presents, that's when they give the release date.
Oh,
But
okay.
he definitely looks like he's got a wide selection of moves. Probably gonna have to, like, Ryu and Ken, and Terry also gonna have to be doing a lot of button inputs.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting to play as.
Yeah. I mean, I dig it. I've always liked Tekken. Tekken's one of my favorite fighting games ever since the PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to be honest, I gotta say, like, you think he's like, you thought he was a little slow? I think he's a little bit too fast for Tekken, because Tekken's very much of a slower speed. Like, Tekken's an interesting game because at first glance it's slow, but there's combos and things you can do to speed it up. It's like a little weird mixture. Like, if you were to just button mash, you're not gonna get very far.
Okay.
Button mashing, you're gonna be like really slow and like it's gonna be weird. But if you know the combos and stuff like that, you can make it faster. It's a very interesting. It's not like your typical Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom kind of game where it's just like button mashing, running into each other as fast as possible, fast as lightning, Dragon Ball Z, like quick fights. You know, it's very more methodical and countering your opponent more like than it is just running in and trying to throw the first hit.
So you would have to, actively learn the button combos and things like that.
And it's a little bit more specific, too. So, like, for example, in Street Fighter, you hit the guy, he gets hit, right? Whereas, like, if you're going to go punch someone and say they do an attack, but it makes them move, like, it shifts them to the left a little bit, it won't actually hit. Like, it's very specific on where it actually lands the hit. Like, it's not one giant hitbox. It's more of, like, It's like the actual character is sort of the hitbox. So like again, if like you throw a right jab and they do like an uppercut and it makes them duck, they're gonna dodge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll definitely be interesting. Mm-hmm. And on the topic of Smash Brothers, with the announcement of, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting his name. Kazuya. Kazuya. Okay, I'm probably gonna keep forgetting it until the game comes out because usually that's when I'm pretty good about learning the names of the things. It's like, oh, okay, now it's, I think it helps when the Smash announcer is just like Kazuya or, like Pyra, Mithra.
Yeah.
It kind of drills it in there.
Yeah.
But, so that leaves one slot left for the Fighter's Pass. What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to do something a little bit in-house. I don't think they're gonna do anything like over exaggerated, because I mean, like, we kind of thought that with the first Fighter's Pass of like they were gonna be like, it's gonna be Crash, or it's gonna be Sora, it's gonna be Master Chief, it's gonna be Doom Guy, it's gonna be someone big. I mean, it's the last one, it's the most important one, it's the last one, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Byleth, we got Fire Emblem,
which, granted, I like Byleth, like playing as Byleth. Yeah. I do feel like Byleth, like, I feel like
if you were playing, like, okay, I'll make it something simple and kind of shallow, and I'm gonna make it really, really shallow, because it's like, well, it's the same thing, but I would honestly be like, okay, Monster Hunter guy versus Byleth. Like, I would appreciate the character more if it was Monster Hunter the guy, or girl, than Byleth. Because it's Fire Emblem.
Yeah, like
if that makes sense. It's pretty shallow, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I should probably clarify. I've never played a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
But I do like playing as Byleth. Yeah. Like, I like the moveset, and I do agree, like, that particular moveset, you could keep the moveset the same and just make it Monster Hunter.
Yeah. And I would be actually 30 times more happier.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Smash Brothers is, when it comes to first party versus third party representation, I always feel like it would be better if they did all the first party stuff with the base game, because it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And then after that, their DLCs would be any third party stuff. So, Crash, Banjo-Kazooie, Minecraft, all those things. I feel like that would be better. Personally.
Or like, even like, what I'll even say is, it doesn't even have to be like Nintendo first party. I mean, what I think is that it's like, if it's a Nintendo first party that came later. So like, let's just say we had, I don't know, Mechanic the Guy or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he makes it in, right? So because it's like, he just came out 3 years after Smash Brothers. That's fine, right? Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I would go with, where it's just, like, if it's a DLC character and it's a character that came out later and it's a character that people like, then...
Well, I think...
Versus something like, if it was a Mario, Fire Emblem, a Star Fox, a Donkey Kong, like, we already, like, it wouldn't make sense to have that. If it was someone that was entirely new, entirely different gameplay, then that's fine by me.
Yeah, and so I'm not sure, and there are a few fighters that I think fall under that category, or at least their games like came out right at the release of Smash Brothers, but they weren't very popular yet. Because I think that's what happened with Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
Is I think the game either was still in development and it was going to come out after Smash Brothers. It was, but it basically hadn't gained traction yet.
Yeah.
And so nobody knew who Pyra and Mythra were. And so it makes it makes sense to, I think they did that for Pyra and Mythra. They kind of did that later.
Yeah.
For this last DLC slot, though, I don't know. It's impossible to say because Nintendo, they have this way of doing the DLCs where it's never what people speculate it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, even when they did Steve, nobody, I think really expected to get Steve.
I kind of did, because, I mean, I was looking at it, logically. It's the highest grossing game of all time. Everybody knows Minecraft Steve than they know Mario. There's more kids today that don't even know Mario exists. But no Minecraft Steve.
And that's very true. If anything, I would say it wouldn't get in just because, and they made it work clearly, but just because of move set.
Well,
I mean, it's Minecraft. You wouldn't looking at it looking at it now that they've actually done it, you're okay, I can see how they took everything from Minecraft and kind of turned it into a moveset.
Yeah.
But from the outset, pre-Minecraft, I remember you and I had this conversation, and we were like, they couldn't put Steven, how would you put Minecraft in the Smash Brothers?
They put Duck Hunt Dog in there. I always go back to Duck Hunt Dog and Game & Watch, because it's
Oh, Game & Watch has...
And Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers only had one attack.
That's true.
All they did was jump.
Yeah.
So, it's just like that, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But, I'll even go as far as to say that, with Minecraft Steve, it gave Super Smash Brothers eyes. Minecraft was so huge that it gave Smash Brothers, representation, really, when you really think about it. Because of how big Minecraft is in comparison to Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is, it's nothing compared to Minecraft. Let's face it. Kids today don't know Fox, Donkey Kong, or Mario, or any Pit.
Yeah. I mean, speaking as somebody who grew up without a major Nintendo console until the Wii.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of those characters outside of Smash Brothers either.
Yeah.
And that was, again, simply due to I never had a big Nintendo console. Again, the Wii was the first one. It wasn't even mine. I think it was my brother's. Mm-hmm. And then I had the DS. So, I knew Sonic. I knew Mario. Wasn't familiar with, I was kind of familiar with, Link, Samus, Donkey Kong, because I used to play Melee with my friend, but, that was when I was little, and it was, it was different.
Yeah.
It was a different time. I think we're getting off track a little bit, though, but so you think that they're going to do something first party for the...
I think they're going to do something first party, something not too crazy. I was just saying, I don't think they're going to do a Crash Bandicoot. I don't think they're going to do a Doom Guy. I don't think they're going to do a Master Chief. I don't think they're going to do a Sora. I don't think they're going to do a Rayman. They're not going to do anything...
I think... Ubisoft isn't doing Rayman. I don't think they're going to do Rayman.
Yeah, that's true.
Ubisoft has had the opportunity. If they aren't doing it, they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do a Ratchet and Clank, a Nathan Drake, a Jak and Daxter. They're not you name any good game. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do that character. They're going to do something in house. Probably they're gonna I could see them doing something with Metroid Dread. I can see them making they'll probably bring in what's his name from Zelda, Rivali, because Rivali, because Zelda,
just something from what's it called? Not Hyrule Warriors, or is it? Yeah, it's Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Yeah,
that's right.
They'll do young Impa or something, right?
Yeah,
something in house, not really that crazy, Well, I mean. It's young Impa. I mean, it would be pretty crazy, but it's just it's not going to be your Crash Bandicoot. It's not going to be something that's going to be blow your.
I'm
going to keep myself a little bit more in the
I'm not keeping my hopes up for
yeah.
Crash, but the hope is still there. The
Okay.
fire still burns within me.
My hope.
If I mean honestly, out of all the platformers, if anybody deserves it, it's Crash.
My hopes for Crash Bandicoot ended 45 minutes ago. My hope for Spyro ended 45 minutes ago. My hope for Master Chief ended 45 minutes ago. It's gonna be someone in-house. It's gonna be someone not too crazy.
Yeah.
It's just gonna
I will say, I can't really be too mad about the one that they picked today, because even though I've never played the game, it is a fighting game rep, and it's a fighting game that has not been put into Smash Brothers yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Smash Brothers is a fighting game, so it's like, that makes sense.
I mean, for me, when it came to fighting games, you had Ryu and you had Terry Bogard, right?
Yeah.
Realistic...
And Ken was there.
And then Ken. And then there was Ken. But, like, really, like, you kind of had the fighting represented. Like, did we need a third one?
Okay, well, here, let me ask you this, then.
Uh-huh.
If, instead of doing Kazuya, if they had done Scorpion instead, or Sub-Zero.
I still would have been, like, meh, kind of. Just on the merit that we already have a fighting character.
Uh-huh.
And then it's also because Ryu is, like, the eldest. Right?
Ryu's kind of the face of fighting games in general.
I can't remember what came first. Was it? I can't remember if it was Fatal Fury or
Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury or Street Fighter. I can't remember what came first. I think it was Street Fighter because that was Super Nintendo, and then Fatal Fury was that was SNK. I think those were the arcade games, and yeah,
we'd probably have to look it up, but we can do that.
I would put money on Ryu though, but it's like we had those guys, right? Even Terry Bogard was a little bit out of the, what do you call it? Like, you could have picked Scorpion, or you could have picked Kazuya, right? Kazuya was the first 3D fighting game, which that's why I respect him in this choice, is because he was the first 3D like Virtua Fighter like character. So it makes sense because there hasn't been a 3D like actual, like, everything is 2D fighting. But I think in the sense of just fighting games, it's really do we really need it? You know, like, same thing with Scorpion. It's like, do we really need Scorpion? You know, like, I get it. Or like even with Sub-Zero, it's like, yeah.
Okay, well, here, out of the, if they had done the other ones, which would you have preferred? Kazuya from Tekken, or Scorpion or Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat? Like, if you had to choose between the two.
That's a really hard one because they both have their own histories in video game. In the video game realm. So it's like Mortal Kombat's the first rated M game. First really like brutal fighting game, and like, you know, it created waves and shock waves throughout throughout the universe, really, with Easter. You know, they're the reason why Easter's born.
Yeah.
But that's all they really have is we were first rated M game. After that, historical reasons kind of end right there for the most part.
Okay. Whereas
with Kazuya, he was a part of Tekken, which was the first 3D fighting game. So, and it was like during like the PlayStation 1 era. So it's kind of like they're both pretty shallow, I guess, in a way, but like, I think realistically you have to go with the first 3D fighting game, because that was such a bigger major feat, because Tekken was one of those games that like beat Nintendo in the N64. It really showed that like the PlayStation 1 could do what the Nintendo 64 couldn't.
Sony does what Nintendo don't. You had the opportunity. Why did you let that?
Because it was Sega that said that, not Sony. But still,
I know, but it was still
here,
there.
Mustache man, plumber boy.
So
yeah, but
I've heard rumors. And, you know, people always speculate about this stuff. But I've heard rumors that in addition to whatever final fighter they're going to do for the Fighters Pass, they're not going to do a third Fighters Pass. But considering that they did Piranha Plant, people are speculating that they are going to do a thing where if you... either they'll do it free, or if you bought both passes, you'll get, like, this bonus added character. Which I feel like it's going to be something small. And I've heard a lot of people speculating it's going to be Waluigi, if they do that.
If they did that, yeah.
Which, how likely do you think that is?
I think I'm gonna go in the negatives and be like, nah, because we already have Piranha Plant. And I'm gonna actually go out on a limb and just say it. We already got a Nintendo DLC rep, or I mean Mario.
Yeah.
Like it's already done. Like that spot was already taken. Like as much as I would love to have Waluigi, Rusty here doesn't really care for Waluigi, which is understandable.
Oh wow, for you.
Yeah, but I mean. I think it's meme worthy. Is he DLC worthy? Yeah, if he was like slot 2 or 3, or 2, 3 or 4, right? If you had Waluigi, but not 5 or 6, right? Or 5 or the bonus.
Yeah.
But we already have Piranha Plant. He kind of already takes that spot of like the later Mario character added in.
Yeah,
that makes sense. You know, his spot was already taken.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd heard this around, so I just thought I would see your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, I could see it maybe being a thing, especially since, like, nobody expected Piranha Plant. Like, nobody expected a free DLC character.
Yeah.
And he just came out of nowhere. And considering Waluigi's already modeled in the game, and they made a whole new model for Piranha Plant, like, I don't think it'd be too difficult for them to just do, like, kind of basic, like, Waluigi kind of whatever.
Well, I'll even go on a limb a little bit of a thin limb here and say, like, the assist trophy thing still holds true. Because we haven't had anybody was assist trophy and now not.
That's true.
You know, like, if you're an assist trophy in the game, you're going to be an assist trophy. Like Ashley. Like, I remember we were talking for, like, a second. We were saying, like, Ashley could be in the next game because of MarioWare, right? Well, Ashley's already an assist trophy.
That's true.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true. I actually forgot about that also.
You're not going to get Springman, right? They kind of went around it with Springman.
Yeah,
we want specifically Luigi. Like the people want
Luigi or Waluigi?
Or Waluigi, sorry. They specifically want Waluigi, right?
Yeah.
Well, Waluigi's an assist trophy. Whereas versus Springman, it's like there's multiple characters in that thing. But the thing is, we don't want Waluigi, but he's already an assist trophy, so that still holds strong. The sticker one doesn't really hold up too well because Pyra and Mithra. But other than that, it's like Waluigi's already an assist trophy. Like you're not gonna get Crystal, you're not gonna get Jeff from Earthbound.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
As far as it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. So, Smash Brothers, very very interesting. Moving on from there, what did they say? They did Life is Strange.
Life is Strange.
Which I've never played those games. I've
seen a little bit of it, and I mean, it's not for me.
Yeah. I mean, graphically it looked really good.
Yeah.
It looked like a really good game. I liked the kind of intro animation. It looks like a good game. I might look into it. I don't know.
There's a lot of games in the world that I don't really say not for me. I'm gonna say this was one of those few where I'm just like, you know what, I can live without playing it.
Okay.
It doesn't look too interesting to me.
I literally know next to nothing about it, so I'll have to look into it a little more and decide if it's something that will be worth my time. Yeah. Let's see. Danganronpa, which
that's another one I could pass on. I mean, it's whatever.
They announced, and we're kind of going out of order here.
Yeah.
We started with the big obvious one.
Yeah.
We're going out of order here, but they also did Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Yeah,
which that looked cute.
It looks cute. I think I'd prefer a normal Monster Hunter game personally, but they have that.
We already have it, so yeah.
I mean, for the kids.
Yeah, for the kids, for the beginners. I
guess.
I mean, it's just an RPG Monster Hunter game.
Yeah,
it's cute. It's like I kind of want to play it. I think I'll get it later on.
You seemed pretty excited for Advance Wars.
Advance Wars, yeah. I really liked playing Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance when I was a kid. So this is just kind of like. I like it. I dig it. It belongs on the Switch. It's a handheld game. It's not too like the remake, or I guess the reboot camp is not it's not like too far from its source material. Everything's kind of like, even the little toys, like they all look like toys. Like that was like my favorite part, is they all still look like toys. So I dig that. Yeah, I just thought it was really nice. I thought it was pretty cool to have like an old game like Advance Wars. It's like how many people in the world truly remember Advance Wars for the Nintendo Game Boy? You know, I kind of thought that was really surprising, and to expect that one.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, what else did they do? We already talked to. Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about Shin Megami.
Shin Megami, yeah. I mean, I always liked the Shin Megami games. I played a few of them. I played them all out of order. I was terrible as a kid. I'm evil. But I don't know. I just, like I said, I haven't played a Shin Megami Tensei game since I was like a kid, so it's been a really long time. I kind of want to go back and like, I don't know. I want to do that thing with like so. There's a bunch of movies out there in the world, right? So it's like, you know, Back to the Future, Alien. You want to go to like what's it called? Like Quigley Down Under. What's another like interesting like old movie that I used to watch? The Jurassic Park 2 and 3. I watched Jurassic Park so many times. I remember that fucking movie.
Jurassic Park is really good. I went to Universal recently.
Yeah.
A little off topic. I went to Universal recently, and I was like, you know, I want to go watch the Jurassic Park movies again.
Yeah.
Like, because they're good.
I can do the entire script for Jurassic Park, but like out the back of my head. So it's like I want to, but like watching the 2 and 3, Back to the Future. You can name like any old movie, right? It's like, you know, it's like you haven't watched those since you were a kid, and it's been forever. It's like watching them again is like a whole new experience, right? And
yeah.
I kind of want to do the same thing with Shin Megami Tensei and play them in order as an adult with a better understanding of like what's actually going on. Because I mean, when you're a kid playing those games, and you know they're just like a lot of the stuff kind of flies over your head. You're just kind of like, ooh, monsters, gotta catch, gotta fight, gotta beat up, gotta level up, gotta do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very weird how you how that stuff changes as you get older.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of like I'm going back and rewatching a lot of the cartoons I watched as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
or even just a few years ago. Like some that I watched a few years ago, and then I watch them now, and I'm like, I have a whole new understanding of this that I did not have before.
Yeah.
And it's something that comes with age, and it's very interesting, and it works for both video games and for TV and all that stuff. And
I'll do a little bit of a side tangent and be like, I played Mass Effect recently, Mass Effect Trilogy, and I'm on the second one. But when I played those, I was in high school, so I was just a dumb high school kid who was just fighting the robots and the bad guys, right? But now it's like I actually see the consequences of your actions, what you say actually matters, you know, that kind of thing. It's like I kind of understand the political nuances of the game, you know, the different races, their problems that they have, what they do, you know, and then it's just like the spells, power-ups and skills and stats that you can get in the game.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, like I didn't really like, I was just like, I picked soldier, went down the soldier line, just made my guns really powerful, and then kind of left it as played Call of Duty the Mass Effect essentially, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm playing it now, and I'm playing with more biotic skills and tech and engineering skills. It's like a whole new different ball game, and since I actually know what they do and how they work, and like actually understand like what they're saying when you're using them, it's like, okay, now I'm having a new appreciation. It's like that, like, you know, I'm just having an appreciation for those games because I'm an adult now and I have a better understanding. Like I played that game a long time ago. I know exactly what happens, but now I actually understand what's happening. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that just fly over your head as a kid, and you don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
You just think, okay, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. You're just playing Call of Duty every single game you play, essentially.
Yeah.
Really.
But
going back to Shin Megami Tensei, though, it's like I was pretty excited. That one looked pretty fun. You know, the combination of the monsters, you know, talking to the monsters, trying to get them on your team. Very interesting way of like the quote unquote Pokemon kind of way that you do it. I know that probably some people are screaming at their computer screens right now saying that I compared Shin Megami Tensei to Pokemon, but you know, it is what it is.
You are truly a monster.
I am truly a monster. I play a lot of monster games, so I play Shin Megami Tensei, I play Pokemon, and I play Digimon, so I am the monster. After so long, you become the monster.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. And then what was next on our list?
I'm having to look at a list here because they announced quite a few things. Some are more major than others, but here's kind of the major highlights. One of the things they covered was the new Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
which everybody likes Mario Party. It's a Mario board game with mini games. Like, it's hard to go wrong with that. I think this is their second Mario Party collection they released. I think the last one was on the Wii U, wasn't it? No,
there was one on the Switch, wasn't it?
Well, they did a mini game collection game. No, I think it was 3DS.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It was 3DS. But they did that, and that's fun. I mean, we don't need to go into a lot about that because
it's too much about Mario Party because it's Mario Party.
It's Mario Party.
It is what it is.
It's a fun thing. You go and you play with your friends when you're all hanging out.
It's something that your grandma gets you when you're like 11, and it's just like you just have it, so you play it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The new WarioWare. Get it together.
Get it together. It's just what it felt like. Just get it together.
Which I was. They had Wario doing the voiceover for the ad, and that was interesting because Mario characters, you're not really used to long full-on sentences. You're used to
spoke cohesive sentences.
I know you're used to Yahoo.
Yeah.
It's like it's, but it makes me wonder though, because the guy, we're gonna go off topic again really quick. It is still Nintendo related though. So the guy who voices Wario also voices Mario and Luigi and Waluigi.
Does he?
Yeah, he does all of them.
Neat.
Yeah. And that's relevant because we just heard Wario talking full sentences. Like, yeah, it's kind of choppy, but that's because Wario's like a degenerate or something.
Yeah, I guess.
He has his own company because he probably stole it.
Hey, look at these idiots. They came back.
Yeah. But it makes me wonder, though, because we've been wondering what's going to happen when Illumination finishes the Mario movie.
What was that? I forgot about that.
Yeah, and so we've been wondering amongst ourselves, are they going to... Like, is Mario going to be the silent protagonist like he normally is? Like, even in full-on adventure games, Mario's kind of just like, Like, yeah. he's like, oh, Mario, we need to do the thing. And he'll, like, confirm by, like, putting up his fist and giving a smile or something, He's like, he's not Sonic where he's like, oh, no copyright law in the universe is going to stop me.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that. But it makes you wonder, though, because they did that for Wario for an ad for a game. And yes, it's a Wario game. But are they going to have him doing that for Mario?
Most likely.
In the movie?
I don't know how they would make him the entire time.
I mean, I don't know.
All I'll say is the Super Smash Brothers cinematic universe is coming together.
Oh yeah,
it's coming together.
We got Sonic, we got Pikachu, we got Mario.
Yeah, it's coming together, folks. It's getting there. Only 70 more characters to go.
We need a Metroid movie starring Sarah Michelle Gellar as Samus.
See, what the thing is, like, little side tangent again. How would they do? What was it?
How would
Captain Falcon?
Captain Falcon?
Yeah.
He's just a race car driver.
I guess. Anyways, yeah.
Actually, speaking of Captain Falcon, really quick, we're gonna go on a tangent from our tangent.
Again.
It's very short.
Another one.
Very short, I promise. But did you notice during the announcement trailer for Smash Brothers, when he's carrying Captain Falcon over to the cliff, his eyes are like kind of like electronically flickering?
Yeah.
I didn't know. It makes sense that it's like electronics in his helmet.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was full on Daft Punk. I thought it was I thought it was like, oh, his spirit shines so bright he's just yeah,
or something. I don't know. I thought it was just like a little funny.
Like it was a small detail, but it was one that's like, I didn't know that.
Did you know that when he threw off Marth, he raised his arms in the air?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? He went like, yeah, fuck yeah.
I did.
Marth.
I did see that.
Yeah.
And then Kirby, he tossed Kirby, and you were like, no.
I just saw the Kirby meme where like he falls off the cliff.
Oh my god.
He just yells in Spanish.
Except Kirby was fine.
Yeah. Anyways, though.
So Mario Party, which will be interesting. We're going back on topic, I promise. We did Mario Party WarioWare. I've never played a WarioWare game, but I definitely it looks fun. They've always looked fun. I've just never had the opportunity to get one, so I think I'm probably gonna get this one.
Yeah, it's a Mario Party game.
Yeah, it's Mario Party, but it's different.
Not Mario Party, WarioWare. Yeah, it's just a
I
WarioWare
mean,
game.
in essence, it is kind of Mario Party in the sense that it's a bunch of mini games.
Yeah.
It hits different.
It's something that you get on the Game Boy for like $5, $5 to $10 that you found at GameStop in the favorites aisle. But it's still a fun game nonetheless.
Yeah, and then we had your favorite part of the presentation, the Age of Calamity expansion pass.
Yeah.
you were very off put by that.
Brian Horsebike. I don't really care for Horsebike. I don't like Horsebike.
Zelda
does not need Horsebike.
Zelda, no, she can't run like Link does. She got lady legs.
She got lady legs.
she got to ride the Horsebike.
Yeah. That's my only biggest gripe is just Horsebike. I don't like Horsebike. Horsebike doesn't make sense to me. It's just like, it's off. It doesn't seem right. It's like, I dig the idea of a horse bike. Like if they made an MX versus ATV Unleashed horse bike edition, Zelda edition, and they had a horse bike, that'd be fine. But I don't know. I don't dig horse bike.
Yeah, definitely. And as long as we're on the topic of Zelda, I mean, we might as well talk about the other things. They showed a little bit more off for Skyward Sword.
Oh, Skyward Sword, yeah.
They showed off a little more for that.
That one's a little bit more. For me, it's the same old. I've already played Skyward Sword. It's the exact same thing. This is your section here.
Yeah,
I got nothing to say.
I've never played it. I'm probably gonna be saying that a lot for some of these games.
Yeah.
I've never played it. No, because we're getting pretty close. Yeah. We're getting pretty close to covering everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some experience with the later things, but I've never played. I never got to play Skyward Sword, despite owning a Wii. So I am probably gonna get it.
Well, I don't blame you for Skyward Sword because you needed to have that little dongle thing, the Wii Motion Plus, and that's a little bit out of the way too. And then the game itself wasn't like, with the controls, it wasn't the greatest in the world.
That's what I heard. I heard the controls are more polished for this one.
Yeah, it was. There was just some moments where you're just like, please, just hit him, please, please. Now, please. Can you hit him? No, come on.
Oh my god. Well, I guess I'll have to find out when I play it.
Yeah.
And then of course their big announcement, the one they waited until the very end for, was Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Which they showed off a lot more footage for than the 5 seconds we had before.
Yeah, this one I'm excited for. Like, I'll admit, I'm a part of the wagon or side of Breath of the Wild wasn't the greatest game in the world. It was good. I liked it. It's like, yeah, Sal, bad take, whatever. But I liked it. I liked Breath of the Wild. I liked it for what it was. It was just a game that was Zelda. I had Zelda on top of it, and it was like 4 bosses. It was a Game Boy Zelda game. That's the way I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it was an open world, wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle. But
yeah,
it is what it is. It was the very first open world Zelda game. I give it credit where it's due. I like Zelda. I've always loved Zelda. Twilight Princess, and Majora's Mask will always be my favorites. I love Wind Waker.
What do you mean Ocarina of Time isn't your favorite? How dare you?
Everybody loves Ocarina of Time. It's kind of like one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, you play Call of Duty Zombies, what's the first perk you're going to get? What's the first perk you're going to get, Rusty?
It's Juggernog.
Exactly. Like, let's be honest, guys. Who doesn't like Ocarina of Time? Who is, like, it's just going to be like, even if it isn't your favorite, Ocarina of Time's still like one of the greatest Zelda games. So it's like, it's just, you're going to get it.
I've never even played Ocarina of Time. I'm poking fun at you. I've never even played it.
I know, but I'm just kind of like, for everybody else in the world, it's just like, it's like that, you know? You play zombies, you're gonna get Juggernog. You ain't gonna not get Juggernog. You're gonna get Juggernog.
You play Zelda.
The first little icon is the Juggernog.
You play Zelda, it's gonna be Ocarina of Time.
It's gonna be Ocarina of Time. So I like Twilight Princess, and I like Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, right?
Yeah.
So when it came to Breath of the Wild, it was just, like I said, wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle, right? It's pretty shallow, little puzzles. Quests don't really mean much. Rupees, in a sense, really didn't mean much when you can just find everything out in the open. Weapons kept breaking every 10 seconds. Enemy variety was kind of like, there's the red, the blue, and then the white of everything. There was, yeah. But it was still a fair game, and I respect it. But Breath of the Wild 2, I see so much potential in this. The enemy variety already seems like it's so much bigger. The landscape seems like so much bigger. I mean, you also have the loft, which I'm calling it the loft because I can't remember what the actual Skyward Sword area was called. I think it was just called the loft, but there was.
I thought it was Skyloft.
Skyloft, yeah, but like I don't remember whatever happened to the Sky People, right? Because it's like it never really tells you. If I remember, I played that one as a kid too, so it's like I don't really pay attention too much. But I don't think they ever said anything about the Skyloft of like they just died or something, like, you know. So
well, I guess we'll find out, and you know, maybe this game will actually more concretely like place it in the Zelda timeline, because we don't really know when Breath of the Wild takes place, especially because it draws things from things that are only in certain timelines. I think. So it'll be interesting to see if they try and like place it timeline wise more. I'm also wondering, because again, between the new trailer that we have and then the last trailer, the very first one, I wonder if we're going to be seeing Ganondorf proper in this. Yeah, because we had Calamity Ganon for the last game, and then
that was kind of
I mean,
the Calamity Ganons and then Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, well, but it'll be interesting to see if we actually get like if Ganon is actually Ganondorf is resurrected, because we've already had Primal Ganon, basically.
Yeah, or whatever Ganon. I forget they called him the Boar Ganon. 3-hit combo Ganon, pretty much. Yeah. You shoot him in the head 3 times and he dies. Like,
but I mean, we did see the thing where like the magic in the first trailer, where the magic or the calamity or whatever goes back into the Ganondorf body. Yeah. Which looked like didn't that look like the Twilight Princess one?
No, Twilight Princess was it was the Twilight Realm. That's why it was all digital and stuff like that. This is just the actual stuff that's coming out, the tendrils and all. That's called Malice.
No, I mean the corpse's appearance.
The corpse's appearance?
The corpse, Ganondorf's corpse that the Malice goes into. Yeah. Like the design to me looked like the Twilight Princess one, because he kind of had the headdress kind of thing going on his forehead.
Oh no, I think that's his Gerudo outfit, because he's a Gerudo. He's the Gerudo King.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, I haven't played a lot of Zelda games. Like Breath of the Wild was my first. Yeah. It popped my Zelda cherry, as it were. Yeah. Which there are better ways to say that, but I'm tired. But and I enjoyed Breath of the Wild, especially as a first Zelda game. I know that it doesn't play like any of the other Zeldas. Mm-hmm. Again, open world. I did like the shrines, even though I feel like there were probably too many of them. You didn't have to complete all of them though, which was kind of nice. I did, because I'm somebody who has too much time on his hands sometimes. I have too much time and never enough time. How does that make sense? I don't know. But I enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I'm looking forward to the sequel. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. It looks like you can change Link's appearance a lot more, because I could have sworn there was at least one scene where he had like longer grown out hair. Yeah. Like almost like hobo length hair.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. I still want to go back to saying like how the anime variety, like I really dig the fact that they put a howdah. I believe that's what you call it, a howdah, when you put it on the back of an animal. So like a camel, so it's pretty much a howdah in terms, or by definition, is a bed. On an animal. Okay. Oh, so howdah. So when they put the bokoblins on the howdah, I thought that was pretty neat. Where it was like a super boss like that. Like that really tells me that there's a lot of potential for these characters, or for the enemy variety. Where like I said, it was blue, green, or red, blue, white, and then I think it was the stone taluses, and then the big belugas, I forget what they're called, but yeah, it's like
the bokoblins.
I can't remember if they were called bokoblins, but the big ones with the one eyeball. Yeah.
Those are Hinoxes.
Hinox, there you go, the Hinoxes. It's like okay, so now I can see that it's like okay, there's going to be a lot more to this, and I really dig that.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see where they go with it. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm
excited for it.
Yeah, definitely.
This one, I see it. There's a lot of potential.
And now we have an actual release date of 2022 sometime.
sometime in 2022.
Well, actually, I noticed at the end he said we're shooting for 2022. So
Yeah.
I think it's still a little up in the air, but I think
Yeah.
it's good that they have like a solid plan,
Yeah.
which is good.
That's always good to know.
And then I think the last thing that we haven't talked about, I think we pretty much covered everything that we kind of need to. But
everything else was
Metroid, they briefly mentioned
Metroid.
Metroid Prime, and they said they're still working on it, which is good.
And then Metroid Dread.
Yeah, Metroid Dread, which they started out calling it Metroid 5, which which means it. And I'm relatively new to the Metroid series. I played when I got Nintendo Switch Online, and I got the online service thing where you can play NES and SNES games. I played Super Metroid because I was like, well, I've heard a lot of good things about Super Metroid. I'll give it a try. Played it. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it so much, I actually went and hunted down a copy of Metroid Fusion on Game Boy. Because those things, let me tell you, they're not easy to come by. Nobody sells those games.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a copy, and I'm still in the middle of playing it, but I am really enjoying it. I really like the Metroid series, even though I've only played a couple games. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, cool, I love it. Give me more.
But I'm excited for it. I see a lot of potential in that one too with Metroid Dread.
Yeah, Metroid Dread. It looks like a more polished 3D, but still 2D side, like 3D art style, but 2D side scrolling Metroid game. And the fact that it's definitely a lot more horror based, even though Metroid's already kind of like a space horror kind of game. It definitely, it's in the name, Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
And you're being chased by those kind of like, they almost
Emmys.
like the.
They're called Emmys.
They're called Emmys.
Emmys.
Interesting.
EMMI.
All right. They almost look like the way they move. They almost look like robotic chameleons, almost. But it looks like you're gonna be able to get a lot of new abilities as Samus. And it's gonna be a very interesting game. Didn't they say that's coming out this year, or is that next year?
Next year, I think.
Next year?
I can't remember.
I have a list here. Let's take a look.
Either way, next year, but no, it was supposed to be this year, wasn't it? Wasn't it supposed to be December? One of the games was December. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
December.
October 8th.
October 8th.
October 8th is when Metroid Dread is coming out. And then according to the official Nintendo of America Twitter, continue Samus' story after Metroid Fusion, exploring a strange new planet alone and hunted by the ominous EMMI. Yeah, Emmy. Interesting. Yeah. But it'll definitely be interesting to see where they go with that. They showed a lot of gameplay. It looked like you get some new abilities, like being able to camouflage yourself. She seems a lot more agile than in the most of the 2D games. But
they should go all in with the agility and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Essentially, for me, the way I envision Samus is I see Samus... Like, you have Master Chief and you have Doom Guy. They're hard-hitting. They're big dudes, right? But I want to see... Like, the way that I see Samus is a badass agility Master Chief, Doom Guy kind of thing.
Yeah, well, the Doom guy's pretty agile.
Well, he's pretty agile,
but I know what you mean, though. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, he's the one, like, Doom Guy's the one that will grab the demon and rip his head in half with his bare hands.
Yeah.
Samus would be more of the strategic, like, she can't do that, but she's smart and disciplined enough to pull off something where she can fire the laser cannon into his mouth or eyeball or something like that,
yeah.
Right? Like, she won't rip him in half, but she'll rip him in half in other ways. Like, she'll tie a rope around them and use some sort of pulley system or something, smart,
And then Mecha Ridley shows up.
Yeah. And then Mecha Ridley again.
or another Ridley clone.
Yeah.
What if they do
Emmy Ridley.
No, Emmy. Well, that's what I meant, Mecha Ridley.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, what if they did some kind of?
No, it's just an Emmy but purple.
No, because the Metroids.
No, it's just an Emmy but purple. It's just
Emmy
Ripley.
But no, what if they do? And this is complete fan this is me going all fan speculator and whatever. But what if because the Metroids pretty much show up at almost any game. Like, there's never been a game in Metroid without the Metroid, even if they show up at the end or whatever, right?
They're usually the
but
focal point.
Because they've
MacGuffin.
Yeah, because they've cloned Ridley a few times, right?
Yeah.
So what if they did a clone? Because they were able to infuse, if I remember correctly, they were able to infuse Samus's DNA with Chozo DNA, and that's why she's kind of superhuman.
Well, yeah, in the very beginning, that's
Yeah. So
she's
what?
Part Chozo.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, what if they have another Ridley clone, but it's combined with Metroid DNA?
Okay. I see where you're going with.
Like, I don't know what that would look like, but it would be horrifying and it would be awesome, and I want to kill it.
Yeah.
But like,
I want to put its brains in the wall.
I want to blow it up.
Yeah.
I want to blow it up real good.
I want to turn it into a fine red mist. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, no. Overall, I would say this was a pretty satisfying.
Yeah, like I said, it was pretty satisfying, but there was still a lot of the more of the same. The Tony Hawk, we already knew.
Yeah,
Rabbids, it's Rabbids.
Oh, that's right, we forgot about Rabbids. But honestly, like you and I'm sure a lot of people are excited for that. But it's like you can take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't really care.
It's there.
Yeah, it's baby's first XCOM. I'll give it that. That's it. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing else I can really say anything other than that. Danganronpa, it's like, yeah, sure. What else was there that was like kind of, just kind of wishy-washy?
I feel like that's kind of it.
I mean, well, they had the Super Monkey Ball.
That's right, Super Monkey Ball.
That was kind of neat, but again, it's just like it's there.
I
don't know. I wouldn't have like there was a few things that it was like, like I would have said some more stuff other than just like those smaller ones. Like there was a lot of like indies in there, like the Life is Strange. Like that's not really an E3. Like for me.
They had
that's not an E3.
Did you already mention Fatal Frame?
Oh, then they also had the reboot Fatal Frame, which that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely slide over that one, but it's still pretty neat regardless, nonetheless. And then you also had the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then Sony already announced that, so it was like that's already done. Again, the Tony Hawk was done. What else? There was a few other ones that was like, we already knew this. Why during E3?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the stuff they had already announced, they kind of expanded more on. Like, we already knew about the Mario Rabbids thing, but I don't think they showed any actual like gameplay stuff.
I don't know. I didn't really watch Ubisoft's. What do you call it? Ubisoft is kind of like.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, they don't make. I mean, Assassin's Creed. I haven't watched Ubisoft, but I bet you there's another Far Cry 6. And I bet you there's another Assassin's Creed. I'm just gonna go with like Assassin's Creed. Let's just go with Ethiopian War something, right? It has nothing to do with assassins. Nothing, like no scaling.
But there's assassins.
It's like Valhalla or the Egyptian one. It's like they're not really like
Assassin's Creed, God of War.
Yeah. Or like Assassin's Creed 3, where it was like it was in the Civil War, and it was just like things an assassin wouldn't really be at.
Yeah.
But there's another Assassin's Creed. It could totally be a different game. It would be an entirely like they only do Assassin's Creed. They just slapped it on there. Yeah. So that's Ubisoft probably. Another Rabbids game.
I feel like
Just Dance. There was also that was another one. Just Dance was there too. I forgot that Just Dance was on the Nintendo, but that's another one that's just like sure, I guess that Ubisoft had theirs. I don't know why.
For people who love the boogie, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just like why was Nintendo doing that during the?
I don't know. I don't know. They just kind of try to show off. They did say they were trying to focus on games that were coming out this year.
Yeah.
So
there was a few of them, but
no, there was a good amount. I think only 1 or 2 games said 2022.
Yeah.
But I feel like that kind of sums it up for the Nintendo presentation. Any other final thoughts or anything you want to mention regarding the Nintendo E3 presentation?
Can I have a Star Fox game?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
You get nothing.
Can I have a Star Fox game?
You get another. You can have a Star Fox game, but it's Star Fox.
They're doing
0.5.
Well, at least can I have Star Fox 0 on the Switch? Like, give that a fair chance. Like you're putting Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater, from the Wii U, on the Switch. Nintendo, come on, get freaking Star Fox on there, dude.
No.
You had Twilight, again, Maiden of Blackwater. Where's Twilight Princess HD on there? Where's Wind Waker?
No, Sal.
Where's all like the
Sal, you don't understand. They're all back in the Nintendo vault. They're not gonna, and that was the only time they're gonna be out for the next 50 years.
It's just like there's just a few of them like during E3 where I would you could easily said that and everybody would have bought it.
That's very true. I mean, they're making some good decisions. Like I wouldn't say that they showed anything that looked bad.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know what? We'll take it. In this day and age where it's very uncertain whether or not something's going to be good or bad, considering they didn't really have anything that looked bad.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's a step forward.
I mean, the Wii U didn't do well, so it was like, come on, just port everything over. Just do it. Just port it all over. Forget the Wii U. Don't even come on, homie. Just give it to me. I'll give you your money. I got it. Please. Come on. I love you.
You'll say you're gonna buy it, and then you'll emulate it.
Well, I'll probably have to because I can't get it anywhere else. It's on the fucking Wii U. It's on the Wii U. I'm not gonna buy another Wii U. I already have a Wii U, but I don't want to buy the game. I want to buy a game for the Wii U. Who sells Wii U games? Isn't the Wii U store even closed?
I think it is.
I think it's closed.
I'm just sitting here watching you. Have your small meltdown, and I'm sitting here I don't know.
I don't know any of these things.
Well, no, I know these things, but it's I don't have a lot of investment in these.
I know. It's just there's money there. There's money. Don't be a Sega.
Give them another 3 years when they come out with the Switch Pro, and then they're gonna
give them another 45.
And then they're gonna.
It's gonna be 45 years.
And then they're gonna reboot Star Fox.
Yeah.
But make it so they're all humans.
Ugh. No.
Well, I feel like we've kind of chatted it all out.
Well, how about the things that let's go back a little bit and be okay, what were did you want? I was thinking they were gonna do Diamond and Pearl. Did you not think that they were not gonna do Diamond and Pearl? I thought they were gonna do Diamond and Pearl.
I'm not surprised they didn't because for the Pokemon stuff, they typically, I think because the Pokemon company is technically different.
Yeah, they do on their own direct, huh?
Yeah, they do their own thing. So yeah. I'm not really surprised. I think it's been a long time since they've announced a Pokemon game at an E3.
I mean, what else do you have to show for Pokemon? I mean, it's Diamond and Pearl. Everybody's already played
Pokemon Snap already came out.
No, but everybody has already played Diamond and Pearl, so it's and then all you're doing is changing the graphics. So realistically, what is there to show? Except for Arceus. But...
Well, again though, we'll have to see what improvements they make, if any, because clearly it's a Diamond and Pearl game, but there's evidence to support that it also includes platinum content.
Yeah.
So we could do a whole thing about it. But. I'm sure they'll do it at some point.
I'll just end it on a little bit of a understanding note, and I'll just say due to COVID, or
I mean they literally start their presentation with due to COVID-19.
Yeah. These
games may not be available at the time that we say. Blah,
although
blah, blah.
we said the word, we said the disease, so I don't think that YouTube's gonna like it, but we'll see whatever, because I don't know, YouTube does this thing where it's you say that word, so the coof, I'm gonna say coof.
I mean, you already dropped an F-bomb, so
yeah.
if we
but an F-bomb is okay. You say the COVID word, you get banned. You get smacked down. I have no idea.
We'll find.
But anyway, still, I'll just say that because of the coof pandemic, that I'll just I'll let them have their moment or whatever.
I think pandemic is also a thing.
Is it?
I think that one's also one that they.
We're new here. We're trying to figure everything out. Maybe
we don't know what we're doing.
Maybe YouTube
help us out, please. We need it.
I'll just say that we didn't get Bayonetta 3 information.
I mean, they're still working on it.
Probably because of Koof.
It's probably going to be coming out next year.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were kind of focusing on games that were coming out this year. So I'm thinking they're probably just going to, they do a couple of these a year. So we'll probably get one in September, October. Yeah. That's okay, here's what we have coming up.
Yeah.
Coming to Nintendo Switch.
Coming to Nintendo Switch. We're 5 years after 5 years of being released. Hopefully it would have been worth the wait.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts? Any final words?
I'm sad that the man who invented coleslaw isn't in Doom. So I can rip and tear him.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Yes.
Well, with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it here. Whatever that was. we're gonna go ahead and call it here. Thanks for tuning into the Oxidized Podcast. We'll be posting more. Hopefully, again, more consistently. I'm trying. It's me. I'm just letting you guys know it's me. I'm the one who's not getting the stuff out. I'm trying. I work 2 jobs. I get tired when I get home. But you guys don't. But you guys on the internet.
Tuesday, June 15th at 10:48 a.m.
No, this one I'm posting today. Like, I'm gonna edit it as soon as we're done, and we're gonna get it up. Yeah. So, and it's I'm not gonna. I'm not an audio cutter, so just so you guys are aware, I'm not.
Tuesday, June 15th, please. 10:49.
I'll get it on today. But just I'm just letting you guys know I am trying. I know you guys probably don't care too much, and it's like, well, just bring the content. And it's like, I know, trust me, I know. But thanks for tuning into the Oxidized Podcast. Be kind to each other.
And remember, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
It is not. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Be kind to each other, and we'll see you guys next time.